a matter of Russia built up missiles, which were at threat right on the U.S. border.
Right,
Which is why Kennedy stood up. And blocked
Hey,
it.
how's it going? Vladimir. Pleasure. Nice meeting you. Z. I recognize this symbol. That's the Russian. I mean, that's from that war, Putin's war against Ukraine.
Well, we're against with the Zelensky government. We separate the Zelensky government from the Ukrainian people. So you're videotaping me?
You don't mind it, right?
Well, you would think if you're supposed to
you should say you're
supposed to ask.
Yeah, you should have asked us.
Yeah, because that's like kind of creepy if you don't ask.
But you see the camera.
But I
Okay,
don't
if you
know,
would
should have asked. He's holding it. I just noticed it. So
if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Now it's like got all weird. Yeah, you're supposed to ask people.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
That's ethical.
That's ethical.
Now I do kind of mind.
All right. Sorry about that.
Because it's like unethical.
Oh, you think so? I figured it's open space. It's open square.
You're supposed to say you mind if I videotape you discussing this.
Do you mind?
Right now I don't mind.
Okay, good.
But it is good to ask.
Sure.
Yeah, it is always good to ask.
Okay.
Well, no, it's
I agree.
proper etiquette.
All right.
You know, because
I do.
What is his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. You know who I'm talking about? I know who you're talking about. He's got a very odd name. He has a really funny name. Vladimir. It just sounds like some made up.
Let me tell you, in 1932, there were three major strikes. The longshoremen on the West Coast, Teamsters in Minneapolis, and the Toledo Auto Light Workers in Ohio. Those struggles led to dramatic change in the labor movement. What we're witnessing, if you read about those, because I wasn't there in 34, but I looked at it. What we're witnessing here today is what's happening in 2022. So we are now a part of history.
I don't have any bad feelings towards you. I hope we're okay as human beings. Okay.
All right, no problem.
Peace, brother.
Okay, peace. I still have a question about this Z thingy.
Yeah, and another thing, I am helping you because you'll probably get better and more interviews. You'll get better interviews that way because, people...
I didn't start. I'm just walking by. People start talking. My camera is rolling.
Yeah.
That's about it. It's not like
Well, you're allowed to
I
do
deliberately. That's what's happening.
Yeah. Well, I know, but some people are very sensitive towards that. I know, now you know. You didn't know that, now you know.
Okay, well, fair enough. But can you tell me anything about the Z thing?
Basically...
It came to symbolize. I mean, I came from the USSR originally. It's like,
yeah, well,
it's very strange.
they borrowed the letter Z from the Ukraine. They outlawed it.
Well, not the symbol, not letter Z. And by the way,
the letter Z.
But they use the Cyrillics, so they don't have Latin Z anyway in their alphabet, regardless.
It's like if you're a refugee and you want the Russians to know that you're not Are you filming?
Well, it is filming. You know that it's always on.
Yeah, okay.
You don't mind?
Yeah, I'm a little weirded out.
Okay, I'll turn it away. How about that?
You can hear, if you're a refugee and you wanted the Russians to help you go in one of those safe corridors, you wear the Z.
No, that's not. They use the Z on their military equipment, the Z and B and O.
Also, there's a lot of people in the Ukraine that are not against the invasion.
Oh, I see. Yeah, there are a few.
And they just want to go. They just want to leave.
I see.
And there's all these refugees, and a lot of them are military age, and whether they are for or against the war, they're not risking their life for this garbage.
Okay.
And Zelensky actually is endangering the Ukrainian people, just as Joe Biden is actually endangering the entire world.
I see.
And Putin, you don't poke the bear. They said they were going to retaliate. They never hit that. Sooner or later, you got to do what you say. I'm sorry that happened. I'm not for it.
Up next, we have Noel.
What's that?
Viva Russia.
Down with Russia. How do I know you? You look familiar.
You stalked me one day, tried asking me questions about Russia.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
So do you have anything to say? Anything to say about Russia?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Russia. We're just talking about Russia right now.
I'll come back.
You'll come back,
Yeah,
promise?
Yeah.
Are you Brazilian?
Zelensky
Oh,
government
yeah,
and the Biden government for
bon dia.
endangering the whole planet, for endangering the whole planet with nuclear war.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line. You don't poke the bear. Sooner or later, the bear's gonna like eat you. That's what they do. You know
Well-
what Bismarck said? Otto von Bismarck.
Yeah,
He
we
said,
know the guy.
Whenever you fight Russians, count on them doing something unbelievably stupid.
That's true.
Whether that's stupid or not, I do not want biowarfare labs or nukes in the hands of Nazis. That's actually responsible.
Biden's much more stupid than
Biden is a crazy psycho asshole.
Biden?
Yes.
Did you vote for him?
No.
No? Did you vote for Trump?
No, I voted for the Green Party.
Oh, I see.
I don't
Okay.
waste my time on Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah. Bon dia.
All right.
Okay. До свидания. Счастливо.
Seville, that's in Ukrainian.
No, счастливо means like be lucky. Literally.
You know, I'm
Счастливо.
half German, half Jewish.
Okay.
From the Ukraine. The Ukrainians hate both sides of my family.
Ah, really? Come on. The president of Ukraine, my mother was born in Ukraine.
Yeah.
My grandfather is from near Zhytomyr, which is a city close to Kiev as well.
Yeah.
So pretty much everybody on my mother's line comes from Ukraine.
Yeah.
My father's line comes from Belarus, but my mother's, everybody's from Ukraine.
I mean, Russia was founded by
I
Ukrainians.
finished school in the Crimea, speaking of Ukraine.
Okay, there
You know, my parents lived there for 17 years.
Why are we
in the Crimea.
involved in this? I mean, that's between you guys.
Well,
And, you know,
look, I'll give you an example, okay? If you have a minute, I'll try to explain. Back in mid-1930s, okay, there was a guy by the name Hitler,
Yeah.
okay? So he said, you know what, I think it's only fair if Sudetenland, which is inhabited by the Germans, will go, well, actually he started with Rhineland. The Rhineland becomes part of Germany. So the rest of the world didn't want to
Well, the
interfere.
Rhineland was German.
Well, let's say Sudetenland in Czechoslovakia. So let's make it part of Germany.
Yeah.
So the whole world said, Chamberlain said, yeah, okay, you know, they're German, it's only fair.
Alright, so you're saying we should
I'm
have
saying-
stopped them in Czechoslovakia?
No, what I'm saying is that the analogy that I'm trying to draw is that this war didn't start on February 24th of this year. It started, I would say, 30 years ago with Transylvania. I mean, Transnistria, I'm sorry, Transnistria, the part of Moldova, okay? Then there was no pushback, really. Then Putin took part of Georgia, the Ossetia, North Ossetia. There was no pushback either.
Right.
Then he got involved, and in 2008 he took part of Ukraine
No,
against all the
Ukrainians voted for that.
Really?
Yes.
The Crimeans, the
Yes,
voted.
they did.
All right.
And
Okay,
it
if you
actually
believe that.
started with Ukraine and Russia in the Russian Civil War, when the U.S. sent troops to help overthrow the Bolsheviks.
And you think the Bolshevik Revolution was the best thing that ever happened to
Better
Russia?
than Tsar?
You think so? Really?
No, there's not even an argument.
Really?
I'm not going to entertain an argument. The Tsar was an anti-Semitic, medieval asshole.
Well, this
Who got
czar,
millions and millions of people killed in an imperialist war.
you know what? Here's an interesting.
Only the most reactionary people are for.
I'm not trying to camera.
Only the most ahistorical, know nothing about their own history, Russians are pro-Tsar.
I was born and raised in Russia. I
So
lived there for
I'm a
20
historian, and the Russians didn't even tell you.
Awesome. So how about this piece of history? Probably this number never crossed your mind or the statistics or your studies. Turns out that in 100 years in the the House of Romanovs, they only killed or put to death criminals. Do you know how many? 100.
Bullshit.
Really?
That's
You don't believe
total
that?
bull- no, you're deluded.
All right.
When they killed Tsar Alexander I, they executed hundreds of them.
All right.
including Lenin's brother.
Yeah, but it's one of those 100. That's right.
But
Only
no,
100.
No, that's not only. They
That's
killed
not.
hundreds, thousands of people. They did pogroms against the Jews.
Well, that's a different story. That's completely
It's
different
part
story.
of the story. You can't.
Yeah,
separate
but then you cannot separate the Stalin's purges in 1936, 37 that murdered the tens of millions of Russians, innocent
Thank you so
Russians.
much for that.
Then you can't
I
take
don't
out of.
justify Stalin,
But it's part of
What about
history.
Peter the Great?
And we gotta understand.
Well, I'm talking about the 100 years of the
Yeah, okay.
19th century only. Peter the Great is a different story. It's a different
I
epoch.
studied that intimately. He
Here in the
killed.
US,
No, I know. Peter the Great is a different story.
Building
I know.
Petersburg.
That I know.
Right?
So the next speaker
The whole
we have
state was founded on
is Charles
violence.
Jenkins.
That's true.
Ivan the Terrible.
That's true.
And who founded the Russian people?
And he's
Well,
also
it's
the
also
The
president
Ukrainians
of the
and Swedes.
Coalition of Black
That's correct.
Trade Unionists.
So
Come
then
on up.
it just proves the point that Russians for 1,000 years have been savages all along, no? And they're savages today in
They're
2022
more
by
savage than the Ukrainians.
well, the Ukrainians elected and kept electing their own governments.
That was a
the
CIA
consistent-
coup.
Oh, it was a coup. So you don't believe? I have friends in Ukraine. I can respond with them.
Okay,
So I
have
know.
friends here. People here love Biden and they love Trump. Doesn't matter.
No, what matters
All
is
kinds- you could be a member of World War I and say,
No.
"Oh, we fought for democracy."
no, but I know people who actually went to the polls who voted for one candidate versus the
Right,
other candidate,
but
and that's how
essentially-
Zelensky became president
And then
through
there's the whole
fair
Maidan
elections.
revolution. And then what about them making that anti-Russian law? Where
Okay,
you couldn't
so-
speak Russia.
That's not the case.
Yeah, they did that.
That's not the case.
Anyway, I gotta go.
Okay.
Peace, brother.
Okay, peace.
How do you like the coffee?